Whoa, I have blown open a huge mystery in the Mothman Prophecies that I don't think anyone's ever talked about before. Stay tuned as I deep dive into some mind-blowing details. Hey guys, welcome to the Fangirl. I'm Megan, the Fangirl, and your resident obsessee of all movie details. And there is no finer example of a movie filled with little details to make you think than the Mothman Prophecies. No, I'm not getting paid to say that. I actually hated the movie when it first came out, but the more I rewatch it and take notes, the more I'm getting blown away at how many details are hidden in this thing. The detail work and the symbology is just over the top incredible, and it's all so nuanced you don't even notice it a lot of the time. So in my last Mothman Prophecies video, I talked about whether Mothy is or isn't real as far as the movie universe is concerned. But we can prove that the Mothman is supposed to be real in the movie because of one really bizarre scene where our protagonist, John Klein, is having an argument on the phone while standing in front of a mirror. Really, it's the most disorienting scene in the movie because while John is talking, his reflection is over there doing its own thing. And then we see that demonic type face in the bottom of the mirror. Now, maybe John is crazy because we actually never do see the Mothman in the whole movie, but I don't think that's accurate. If John were having some kind of mental breakdown, he'd see the things in the mirror and react to it. But instead, the stuff is just there, lurking ominously while John is oblivious. I would really love to find an answer to what's happening in that mirror, and I think I have, even though it might sound crazy. Okay, so John keeps losing time in the movie, right? Like, he says he drove 400 miles in 90 minutes, which for you non-drivers is like 266 miles an hour, and that's just not a speed that most cars in America can operate at. Then John supposedly showed up at Gordon's house multiple nights in a row and had no memory of ever doing it. People were saying that he called them on the phone when he says he never did, and it all starts to look like John might have some mental health issues. Well, at least you could make that argument if not for the fact that so many other people in Point Pleasant, West Virginia are having similar experiences. Now, hear me out before you leave, but I think John is being taken in and out of a mirrored reality. That's why he can't remember calls or visits he made and how he got 400 miles off course in an hour and a half. Oh, what if the Mothman is putting people's consciousness in this mirror world while he takes over their bodies to do what he needs to do? I know that's something that probably hasn't been associated to the Mothman, but the movie does show a lot of symbology with reflections, which in film studies is a way to show the audience that what you're seeing is fake. So if you're watching a movie and you're seeing a reflection of a pretty girl putting on her makeup, it might be saying that really she's a nasty person inside, or maybe she's trying to hide who she really is. Or if the movie has this perfect family walking, but it's through the reflection of a rearview mirror or something, it is probably telling you that the family looks perfect, but really it's a train wreck of dysfunction. So whenever you see a mirror in film, think of the old term smoke and mirrors. It's trying to be deceptive in some way. And yes, I have evidence to support this mirror world idea. Not only does John have that out of sync reflection, which has to be significant for something, because otherwise why waste the CGI for such a worthless kind of effect? And I don't mean worthless that the CGI is bad, I mean that there's no payoff in the movie, so why bother with that moment? It all costs money to do, so they usually don't put things in movies unless there's a point. But that off-sync mirror is not the only place in the movie where glass is significant. Actually, mirrors are snuck in the film in all sorts of really strange ways. When John first ends up off course and his car mysteriously breaks down, watch what happens. Did you notice that? Oh, I'm getting goosebumps again. For no reason at all, there's a few seconds of John looking at himself in the rearview mirror. Now, I did watch through that scene again, and I didn't notice any point before John blacks out that he looks in the mirror while driving. But if I'm right about the mirror world, it would be super easy for John to look in the mirror, get switched with the Mothman, then have John's body go to Gordon's house multiple nights in a row, and out of nowhere just put John back in the driver's seat again. Whoosh! He feels like he's been in the car the entire entire time when he actually lost several days. At another point in the movie, John has a hallucination while looking at himself in the mirror. First, he looks at that line in the mirror that kind of splits the level of your head, which makes a suggestion that he's having duality issues because he literally has two faces at once. And the two halves are the same, but they're just slightly off. Then, out of nowhere, John just smashes his face against the mirror. It's like he's possessed to do so, or he's been trapped so long he's trying to break back out to the other side. Maybe the most chilling piece of evidence is one that I've never seen anybody else call attention to. Did you see that? Oh my gosh, let me break it down. A telephone call wakes up John, then John gets up and looks in the mirror. Watch it again, I'll give you one more chance to catch it yourself. Oh, did you see it? John goes from looking in the mirror with the picture of his wife in the top left corner to looking in the mirror with the picture of his wife in the top right corner and flipped backwards. Guys, this is a mirror. There is no scenario where anybody should have the perspective to see the backside of the picture. So John was sucked into a mirror world. And yes, we could try to argue that this was someone trying to watch John, like the government or the Mothman, but this is also roughly the time that John would have been making those calls to ask about the power plant. Plus, if he were being watched, all those other brief moments with the mirrors wouldn't make sense. It would all be irrelevant, especially trying to break the glass. So I believe that John is losing time because he's getting stored in this mirrored dimension where everything looks the same. So he's calm, he's normal, and not tracking time in a minute-by-minute sense. But the more time John gets pulled into the mirrored reality, the more he feels like something's wrong. To add to this theory, Gordon Smallwood also recalls a story where the Mothman talks to him for like an hour through his sink drain. Now, call me crazy, but most bathrooms, Gordon's included, tend to have a mirror right over the sink. And since Gordon was experiencing a lot of paranormal activity, even having this high-pitched stranger Indrid Cold, likely the Mothman, coming to his vehicle with information about the future, I mean, mirrors seem to be pretty integral to the supernatural events in this movie. Even when John asks the Mothman what he looks like, the response is, it depends who's looking.
You're reading my mind, are you? You're reading my mind.
I have no need to, do I?
What do you look like?
It depends on who's looking.
Well, that feels like he's telling us that he changes shape based on someone's individual perception of him. You know, however people want to see him, they'll add in those features. But what if he's actually saying that he physically looks different to every person because he's hiding as their reflection in glass? John even says, I want to meet you, and the response is, you already have.
I want to meet you.
You already have, John. I've seen you afraid.
Because Mothy has been watching through the mirror the entire time. I have more thoughts on this movie, but this is already at a 7-page script, so I'm gonna cut it here because I feel like I've talked a ton already and the next topic really does warrant its own video. Next time I'm gonna be going more in depth on the phone calls in this movie, but until next time, it might not be reality, but theories are more fun. I don't know if you guys can hear my cat back there. My little like half-a-pound kitten is like screaming, shaking the bathroom door trying to get out, because if I don't put him in the bathroom, he just gets in my face and purrs and meows and ruins the whole video. So I tried to put him away. So if you hear him screaming like he's tied up and about to be drowned, he's not. He's just crazy. And just to fill these derps out, I'll just throw out here that I made this costume shirt with my cricket. It does say the Fangirl, so I totally love it. I made my husband and I matching ones for the Kosai party party we're going to in a couple weeks. But I am super excited because this weekend we're going to go to the Mothman Museum in Point Pleasant, West Virginia. I don't know how that might add to or expand theories. I think I'm going to try to leave the Mothman Prophecies in its own little bubble and then start sorting out further and further with more Mothman stuff. Oh my goodness, cat, calm down. You've been in there like 15 minutes and screaming the whole time. But yeah, I'm excited to go to the Mothman Museum. This video is premiering in Halloween, but I'm recording it weeks and weeks in advance because that's how we roll here. Which is why I have mums that are still barely alive. They won't look this nice by Halloween night, I'm sure. Oh my gosh, that cat. Can you hear him? He sounds like he's breaking the door down. Like, I don't know how much of that is getting from the bathroom door, through the kitchen, through this door, but it sounds really loud to me. Oh my goodness, pets are crazy. Children are crazy. And they're all so tiresome when they come in a herd. Well, guys, I think I'm gonna just let that go and let that be that. I also hear my phone going off like crazy in the other room because I stopped bringing it in here to film with because it's always going off only when I film. The rest of my life, nobody wants to speak to me, but as soon as I hit record, it's like, I don't care this much. No, there ain't nobody I want to talk to this frequently. All right, happy Halloween, you guys. Have fun, be safe, keep your eyes out for the Mothman because this movie has gotten under my skin more than anything else I've worked on because I mean, usually I'll have something that freaks me out and then for a day or two I'm freaked out at night, like in the dark. I'm, oh my gosh, I can't get up, I can't go to the bathroom, it'll get me. The Beldam did that for me, the Beast from Over the Garden Wall did that for me, quite a few live action horror movies have done that for me, but the Mothman is under my skin. Like, I'm having nightmares at this point of fighting Indrid Cold with Wolverine claws and finding out that he can't be cut, which just makes the dream that much worse. That's the terror moment that wakes me up. Anyways, guys, go out, have fun for Halloween, be safe. If you're trick-or-treating, I guess don't do that in Virginia where they made it illegal past the age of 13 or 12 or something. Like, it's a misdemeanor. Like, are you kidding? How stupid is that? But be safe, have fun, have a fantastic Halloween, best time of the year, right? And I'll see you next time, guys. Thanks for watching. Oh my gosh, the cat is just breaking down the door over there. What? There's a spider in that plant and it's huge. Did you see that? Did you see that? Did you see that? Oh my gosh, let me break it down. 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 Did you see that? Oh my gosh, let me break it down. Well, family members, we're almost done, but I want to invite you to hang out with me in some other places. I'm on Twitter and Instagram as my own personal self, and I have a Facebook page too, but I mostly just post photos over there. And sometimes people say, hey McGann, I want to mail you something. How do I do that? Easy. Just click the About tab on my channel page, and my most current P.O. Box info will be right there. I also run another channel, The Family. It's really a hodgepodge channel where we might post anything. Oh yeah, and I also sell shirts and stickers and stuff with the Family and the Fangirl logos. If that is your cup of tea, I have a link in every description of every video. Finally, if you want to help out the Fangirl channel and make sure I'm putting out video essays for years to come, the best way you can help is by subscribing and watching more of my videos, whether they're new, old, whatever. Maybe even share one or two on social media, help spread the word. People who watch to the end of videos like you helps to tell the site, hey, this is a good video, we should recommend it to other people. So if you made it this far, leave me a comment of something like, hey, I made it to the end. Love ya. See you next time, family members. Bye.